So I saw this post on the Pokey Investing subreddit that I wanted to talk about because I feel like whoever made this post, it's kind of funny that I guess they're in the investing subreddit because of how they sort of explain how Pokemon has become uninvestable. Now, I feel like if they made some different, I guess reasons why it is uninvestable now, I'll maybe agree more, but what this person has said here really doesn't make a lot of sense. And like I said, I'm kind of surprised they're in the Pokey Investing subreddit. So just wanted to read this post, talk about, I guess my thoughts about it in some of the comments. So this person says Pokemon Center is sold out. Every release is sold out. All restocks in store and online are sold out. I can't help but think there are shady things going on behind the scenes with Pokemon Center employees, retailer employees, and any middlemen along the way. Who's to stop these low income workers from buying up all this new stock before it even hits shelves for easy profit? So, first of all, I just want to point out the obvious here, which you heard me sort of laugh. I don't know why this person called, I guess, probably retail workers low income workers, like, or just, I don't know. I guess they're just pointing at anybody, maybe making minimum wage. I don't know why they even said that. Maybe they're, I don't know, using this word to sort of, I guess, explain why they would be flipping, I guess, Pokemon product. I don't know, but I found that to be kind of funny that they used that wording there. But I don't know, something about this person, being in the Poke Investing subreddit and only talking about buying from retail stores to me is kind of weird, right? Like if you're, investing or in this whole investing space, I feel like you would probably know or be a little bit more savvy and branch out of where you buy Pokemon product, like not only buying from Pokemon Center or Walmart or Target. Like I feel like if you are investing, you're probably a bit more savvy. You probably go maybe on eBay. You probably know some online card stores. Maybe you go on Facebook Marketplace and find deals and stuff. So the fact that this person is saying that it's uninvestable because you can't buy them at retail stores or on Pokemon Center, I don't know. To me, it's kind of strange that this person is investing. But hey, I guess everyone's a little bit different. But for me, like I'm sort of surprised that this person is using that as a way to say that it's uninvestable. It honestly just means it's harder to buy, but it just means that you can't get anything really at MSRP. You're gonna have to pay more than that, which you can go on eBay or anywhere else. So I don't think Pokemon is really uninvestable, but if you're trying to invest into Pokemon at retail stores, then I would say maybe it is then. So let's read some of the comments here, and then I'll give some, I guess, of my ideas of if you want to invest in Pokemon, at least right now, what might be some options. So let's just read some of these. Nope, it's just become unattainable. Once again, sort of the same thing with, I guess, this person saying it's uninvestable. I mean, people literally just always limit themselves. Like, you'll see people saying, oh, I can't find Pokemon product anywhere. It's nowhere to be found. I've never seen any Pokemon product like Prismatic or whatever. Well, you haven't seen it because you're only going to retail, stores. I mean, isn't it pretty obvious that they're probably going to be empty when the market price is like double or triple of retail? So people who say that, oh, it's unattainable or, whatever, I feel like you just go online and you can buy them. I mean, it's really, in my opinion, not that difficult, but I mean, I just don't understand it. What you're saying makes the hobby highly investable. I think you have the right information and the wrong conclusion as long as you get it for the right price. Okay? I mean, buying at launch certainly isn't the way. Just wait until you find it unexpectedly at this point. Usually 2 to 3 months after set is out, it's much easier. It's just the hype. It's gone. All the followers who use all their energy or money to get it are over it at that point. Well, I wouldn't really agree with that. I mean, you look at prismatic evolutions. Are they just sitting on the shelves, ready to buy? Like, I don't really think so. So, I don't think that's 100% true. Depending on what set you're buying, I think it may just never really be easy to find on retail shelves. Um, Bad investment for anyone who isn't planning on holding until sets stop printing and finally store stock officially runs out. Once those two things happen, then your investment grows. I would refine the wording to unflippable. There's a lot of online right now at market prices, so while that the immediate term margin is very low, there's still potential for sets once they go out of print. That being said, it seems that there are a lot of people buying tons of stock with exactly that in mind. So that's basically what I'm saying here is like, yeah, I mean, if you're just talking about buying at retail, like most people, especially now, are buying them to flip. If that's what you're trying to do, then I guess yeah, I mean it is not really it's not really that, you could say, easy to flip this stuff and buy it retail, but you can still buy and invest in stuff at market price, but you're just not finding them at MSRP. So I feel like there's enough of reading here, but I just wanted to share this post because I wouldn't say Pokemon's uninvestable right now, but buying in stores, like obviously, yeah, it's not going to be like really that easy to do. You can still buy online and just locally, if you go on like Facebook Marketplace, you can find them. But other than that, I mean, I wouldn't say that's uninvestable. But for whoever this person is, I would branch out a little bit and explore different options to buy stuff, because obviously, if you're just limiting yourself to a few stores, then yeah, it's pretty hard to get anything. But if you go on eBay, you go anywhere else, I mean, there's product everywhere. It's just more expensive than what you would buy at a normal, I guess, retail store. So, in my opinion, things are really expensive, especially these new releases. You can go from like pretty much any Scarlet and Violet set at this point, to be honest, that everything is technically expensive because everything is above MSRP. I mean, you look at, every single set, booster box, ETB, even Shrouded Fable, I think at this point, everything's above MSRP. So really nothing in that way is cheap, but there are some options you can explore where you could say the downside risk is a little bit lower, because the reprint possibilities or how much they would probably reprint on some of these sets are pretty low. So I'll just go back to like the basic stuff I've mentioned previously. The first like few sets, you could probably say, okay, these ones being now a little bit over 2 years old, some of them around that age, most likely Pokemon isn't going to focus on these sets to reprint, especially some of these have had multiple reprints already. And buying some of these at their prices really, in my opinion, is not that bad, compared to, maybe buying a newer set at around the same price or a little bit more, where that chance of, a reprint is a lot higher because Pokemon has said previously they're probably going to focus on these newer releases. So first here, Scarlet and Violet Base. Scarlet and Violet Base is a set where, it's not the greatest set out there, but in my opinion, it's the best base set, at least modern base set they've really ever made. So, buying at around $200, with this pretty much having, in my opinion, like a 0% chance it gets reprinted. I think buying this, if you wait, when this goes out of print, I mean, look at how previous base sets have performed. I think buying this at $200 isn't that bad, and you basically, in my opinion, have like a 0% chance this is getting reprinted. Now, next here, Paldea Evolved. While this is the most expensive booster box I've explained before, I feel like this is one of the sets that is going to perform extremely well out of this era. And it's at this point, I think it's a little bit over 2 years old now. And Paldea Evolved, it has gotten multiple reprints already. I think it gotten reprinted twice already. So would be surprised if they reprinted it a third time. But every single time this box has gotten reprinted, they've been really minuscule and prices really haven't dropped at all. So I think Paldea Evolved still, it's the most expensive box. But I think, long term here, I think still buying Paldea Evolved isn't that bad. And it has a lower chance of getting reprinted than, let's say, like Death and Rivals. Now next here we have Obsidian Flames. Obsidian Flames, this isn't my favorite pick because it is pretty expensive. It's like $250. Obsidian, it has gotten reprinted pretty much the exact same times Paldea has, so it has gotten reprinted multiple times. Obsidian at its price point, it's just, in my opinion, not that great of a buy because you look at what's in the set. Obviously it's a Charizard set, but it just doesn't have much value. Pull rates in the set aren't that difficult, so while this is a Charizard set, I just don't think it's that great of a buy, but it is a set where it probably has a lower chance of getting reprinted because it's older. It's got to reprint multiple times. Now, lastly here, we have Paradox Rift. Paradox Rift, really hasn't gotten reprinted. Same thing with like Temporal Forces. So those, still could get reprinted, but it is, the earlier sets of Scarlet and Violet. So you are buying, I guess, into that possibly maybe Pokemon skips these reprints because they really haven't gotten reprinted, but it's still possible. But, all these boxes are still like in the low 200s, and, you are just getting that sort of, I guess, you could say premium of being older and, having possibly a lower chance of getting reprinted because they're older in that way. So, maybe you'd rather spend, the same amount of money buying a little bit of an older box than maybe a newer box where they could get reprinted a lot heavier and then possibly prices could dip further. So just want to talk about this post. I don't think Pokemon's uninvestable, but you aren't really able to find them at retail stores. You just have to go online and just branch out to buy stuff. And I still think there are some sets out there that are worth buying, but definitely it is a lot harder to decide, especially in Scarlet and Violet, what to invest into, because a lot of the prices are all pretty expensive. All booster boxes at this point are above $200. And you could definitely just go back to Sword and Shield because that stuff's all out of print, but that's kind of the obvious, I guess, answer. But that's all I want to talk about here. Just want to show you guys this post. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.